Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more My Hero Academia. You guys, I am very, very excited. If you are joining me early today, it means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and you know, as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through the screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm really glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon will be in the description down below. So I'm not even sure what to say anymore about my hero because this season has just completely blown my mind, and last week's episode was no exception. We kind of had a little breather from the more emotional, heavy drama and action that we had in the weeks prior. But that doesn't mean that I got to keep my mascara all in one place, because we did have some really beautiful callbacks to, dealing with Night Eye's death, and just something about the way that Muriel handled it. I still can't think about it a lot because I just take it with me, like I take his attitude with me into life now, because I really hope to one day deal with my life with half the grace that Muriel is dealing with his. He just decided to honor Night Eye by keeping a smile. And I won't go into it because I will start crying, and I just got my makeup perfect, and I swear one of these days I will not cry in a My Hero video. I hope today is that day, but it does seem like we're kind of turning towards a little bit more of a lighthearted tone, at least for a little while we kind of just breathe in between these arcs. That being said, I mean, there was a lot of dealing with the fallout. I mean, it wasn't, I wouldn't say last week's ep was all cutesy and cheery. We did have some of those really sweet moments where everyone was reuniting, and we could kind of have a few laughs and everything. But we're also now dealing with the weight of, these kids are back in the school setting and everything, and the action is over, and now they really have time to deal with the weight of what happened and their actions. And we saw Uraraka was really dwelling on, her role that she played, which you wouldn't really think twice about, but she was the one who carried Night Eye as he was dying, and that's a lot for even a hero kid, even kids who obviously have shown time and time again that they have so much more maturity than your average person. That's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And Izuku just kind of dwelling on everything and not being able to sleep. And but now we are getting back to a little bit more of the I would feel school age centric kind of stuff. We know now we're going to be following Todoroki and Bakugo a bit more on their journey to get their license and catch up with everyone. It was cute, but it was pretty sad to see them being a little left out last time. So I'll be happy when they're all caught back up. And we got some stuff with Endeavor. It seems like maybe we're going to be seeing a little bit more of his character. I'm not sure in what capacity or what he's going to be bringing to the table, but we'll see. And finally, we were introduced to a new threat last week, but I found out, I won't get into the whole thing because I'm not sure how much is spoiler and how much is just kind of anyone with a decent memory, unlike myself, would know. But let's just say it has been revealed to me through the comments that our new threat may be more familiar than we think. So anywho, fun start to this new arc. We do still have some threats that we're going to be dealing with, and some seems like some other plots that we'll be getting into a little bit more with the license exam and things like that. We saw some of our other students. We saw, now all I can think of to call him is Meat, the guy who can, has a meatball quirk. We saw him, we saw the enthusiastic guy, we saw Cammy, which, when I saw that, I was like, oh, so this is really Cammy, right? And some of you guys have been planting some doubt in my mind about that. So now I'm not sure Now I'm not sure about anything. So I don't know. Perhaps you were all just teasing me. I don't know. But either way, it's fun that it kind of makes me second guess everything I know. So and last but not least, that theme though. I love the new theme. It is so fun and cute, and I love the opening scenes that go with it. It just lit up all the happy parts of my brain when I saw it. So what do you say we jump on in so that I can see that theme a little bit more, as well as all the other cool stuff that's waiting for us. Let's get started. Next up, My Hero plus Ultra.
好きなものは何すか？
そば、ざるの。
そばなら俺は温そばだ。そしてうどん派。
合わねえな。
いや、でも近づいた気がするっす。
Sure.
無理に親しくしなくてもよくね。
虫すげ走れ。
Friendship?
なるべく目立たない席にしよう。みんなの邪魔になる。
I don't know if Endeavor's not gonna stand out. Oh.
お前はこんなところでつまずくような人間じゃない。格の違いを見せつけるのだ。
He's embarrassing him so bad. Why is he being like that?
隣にいるのって。
It must kill Endeavor that like people still look at him even though he doesn't have his powers.
高校2年です。ケミって呼んでください。
彼女も2時まで残り、皆さん同様歩行の資格を有しておりましたが、その数日前から記憶の混濁が乱れ、原因
So they don't know?
参加を見送っておりま
Wait,
した
they don't know that she was.
失礼な衝撃を受けたか超懐で。私ら記憶ないし。
Oh, so they do
でも
know.
寝てたの私。寝すぎウケる。
その後の周囲との食い違い、麻酔薬の検出。そして昨日ダメ押しで遊泳生徒の証言もありました。
Okay. Oh, thank God they
入れ
know.
替わっていたとは。
ギャングオルか。
Nice.
今日も懲りずに揃ったか。あのぬるい試験に貴様らはヒーローどころか低生生物以下。ダボハゼの糞だとな。
Oh, he just called them fish turds.
ヒーローになる気はあるのか。
まず踏んじゃねえんだよ。
どうしたら糞が人間様を救えるか。
肥料とか関節的
Through fertilizer?
戦闘力、機動力だけで人は人を称えるか。さあ、やる人は
Oh, bye bye.
貴様ら3名が十分な戦闘力を持つことは分かった。だが、それだけだ。要救助者への不遜な振る舞い。さあ、彫刻せよ。人を経て彼らと心を通わせてみせよ。それが貴様らへの試練だ。
Oh. Oh! Oh, Lord.
一律正垣小学校の皆さんだ。先生、責任を持って児童をお預かりします。
よろしくお願いします。
Probably the best thing she's heard all day.
こ
Oh.
れはチンコじゃねえ。救護が間に合わない
Please,
時
please tell me I'm not dreaming this. Please tell me this is happening. They're running with it. They are running with the joke. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Oh, he's committed to not take anything out on the kids because of what happened to him. Oh God.
私子供好きだし。翔くんたぶらかしてんじゃねえよ。無視よ無視よ無視よ。わあ、マジ年頃。すみませんすみませんすみません。うちのクラスちょっとした問題児だらけで何をする
I got
の
nothing.
が公的で皆さんに早速ご迷惑を。
急に彼らがこのクラスを変えること
This could be good for everyone involved.
貴様ら4人には協力してこのクラスの心を掌握してもらう。おい口になれってか。さあ
Oh.
MC 魂がゲームBGM に実況、
He can't sit still.
あってもなくても正直そんな。
ぶち上げねえ児童無視よ無視尻軽は無視よ
Oh, ooh, they are at that age, aren't they?
みたいだね。
例年に比べ 3% もの増加だそうだ。俺は誰よりも多く事件を解決へ導いてきた。今も今まで以上に。だが聞こえてくる。貴様が築き上げてきた目には映らぬ何かが崩れていく音が。元ナンバーワンヒーローよ。平和の象徴とは何だ。
At least he wants to learn. Oh, oh my lord.
それ
As someone who's worked with kids, my stress levels are like rising right now.
心を掌握って課題が揺るぐまで何をどうして
I mean, like,
か不明
can you engage them all in a group activity?
どうしたらいいかわからないと言った面持ちだ。
Yeah.
いいんですけど一応講習なん
If you just let them go wild, they'll go wild. You have to like, okay guys, we're gonna play
何をどう
games.
したらいいのさ。何をしょもうよ先生。
Oh.
小学校低学年は人格形成において大切な時期です。個性の違いが大きく影響するため、カウンセ
Yeah.
リングを行い、健やかな精神を育めるようサポートするのですが、カウンセラー、夢に向かって励んでいらっしゃる皆様と触れ合うことで、まっすぐな気持ちを思い出させてあげられれば。
I just want to hug this teacher.
とっとと終わらせて向こうの講習に参加だ。早速やもな爆豪。
Yeah, but that's like Bakugo speak for let's do our best.
向こうが先導者としての役割を果たせず舐められた結果ガキが主導権持っちまってんだよ。なんとなくいつの間にかこうはならねえ。クラスの空気を形成してるボスが
Oh, look at Bakugo on the case here. He ought to know, huh? Because he was kind of he did the bully thing for a while. Yeah, no, please don't.
こういう前時代的暴力的発想、
Oh, did we just find
お
him?
里が知れますよね。
ヒーローになりたい子。時報は秘訣の子。
なれかっこいいし、俺超強いし。
Oh,
おそらく稲佐の得意とするところ。
yeah,
奴の規制は周囲を活気づけ。
that's a good way to connect.
見物だな。
Aww.
こそたぎる知識をすよね。何言ってんのかわからんがなんかいいぞ。
He's enthusiastic
みんなの
about
笑
it.
顔を守るのがヒーローっすよね。先生を困らせる子は立派なヒーローになれるかな。
乗れない。
うん、それなら。
でも、
あ、
じゃあさ、講習開いてもらって先生や公安の人たちのお仕事増やしてるお兄ちゃんたちもなれない？
Kids are smart though. Kids are way too smart.
だから言ったら時に暴力も必要なんだよ。爆豪それは違う。うちはそうやって育てられてんだよ。
Well,
やりようがないです。
肩書きが欲しいだけなら貴様のようにヘラヘラと愛想も振りまいたのさ。だが俺は誰より強くなりたかった。
平和の象徴とはか。正直何と言えばいいかわからないな。
it's hard to describe in words.
私はこの国に象徴が必要だと信じひた走ってきた。
Oh,
強い光、希望であり継承でもある。そういう存在になると誓って走ってきたよ。
ためになりたくてここにいるんだ。オールマイト。
近くの優しさをないがしろにして多くを切り捨てて私はこの道を選んだ。私は違う。
you can't compare apples and oranges.
君もなぞることはない。君は君の思うやり方を焦らず見つければいい。
Right, you're never gonna make Endeavorance All Might. Like, it's just not gonna happen. He has to find what works for him. That's one way.
見れるとか感服。いけ けない同じレベルになるわ無視ようわ
Oops.
おちん
Oh
こは
well.
つまんねえからいいよでかいゴリラ
Tell me they're not calling him that.
言われてんぞハゲだからハゲてないんだ
俺はゴチンコじゃねえ。ヒーロー志望の UA 生徒ショートだ。現ナンバーワンヒーローのエンデバーを父に持つが、俺はずっと奴を憎み見返すためにヒーローを志し
人物紹介ページみたいな
しかし同級生との交流をきっかけに
ソース感
Aww.
ナイスファイトっす轟
でしっかり私たち見せた方が手っ取り早くない
They'll probably get their attention. Sure you were.
正直グ
まだ水は吹けめるには水を埋めるんじゃなきゃ
Well,
飛び込む
no.
しかねえ
But not to attack, though.
何か話してる
I love this kid who's
い
like,
いんですパパママテレビみんな言ってるヒーローは大丈夫かって
oh,
俺たちは知ってるんだ
that's what this is all
俺たちの
about.
もんができるってことをさ
Oh no, but don't actually fight them though. That's no. Look at this kid who's like a little crime boss at like the age of 5.
しかできない当然響きません
衝突すれば児童に残るは忸怩たる思いのみ逆に手心を加え児童に花を持たせればさらなる増長を招く対話を投げ打った時点でキャツラ
Oh,
黒工事に入り込んで
いると確信して本気で皆さんを任す気でいます
Tell me they're not ending there. Did they just end there? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. All right, you guys, let's talk about that episode because it was really fun and cute. And I think it had some great comedy moments. Like a lot of it reminded me of like one of these silly like Adam Sandler movies you'd see where a bunch of like grown men have to go and try to like do something to like wrangle in these kids or something. Just like one of those crazy cheesy movies. But I think it's actually going to, it is going to prove a lot about our heroes that we're following right now. I do kind of feel bad for Cammy because I feel like she really didn't do anything to, I get why she has to take it again, but like I felt so bad for her when all the other kids were kind of like being told like, you know, you're this and you're that, and the guy actually called them like fish turds and everything, and it's like, well, I get that they did something wrong and that's why they're in this situation, but like for Cammy, like she got like kidnapped, like she really didn't do anything wrong, but it's still fun to see her kind of deal with this whole situation. And I love that there's like the group of like the tiny mean girls that are not even like mean girls, but just like tiny like girls that have already kind of discovered cattiness, we'll put it that way, and they like don't like her because of how like, you know, seductive she can be, I guess. The little girls loving Shota I saw coming, but I didn't see it coming that they wouldn't be able to reach any of the kids just in any way. Again, having worked with kids, like this was bringing up personal anxieties for me because it can be so hard, like especially in a group. You know, if you're dealing with like 1 or 2 kids, you have a lot better shot. But there's something about when kids get into a group, like even the kids who aren't badly behaved will just start like, because that's just, it's just what they're doing, you know? It's really, really hard to, like one thing I always found very, very hard was like the discipline, like the firmness kind of aspect. Like I'm more like enthusiastic guy. Like I was great at just like, you know, having a good time with the kids and everything, but that's tough when you're, dealing with kids who, as they kind of, stated here, they didn't come out and say like there was anything like necessarily wrong with them or like in their lives or anything, but it sounds like they're kind of, their behavior is an issue with this particular class. We'll put it that way, like bad behavior. So, and I think we can all agree that it's that one kid who looks like a tiny little crime boss who's kind of like orchestrating it. But I think, I expected like, at least some of the kids would kind of be won over. But I think the problem is, like, you have to speak to, like, just like I said, like, speaking to one or two kids and reaching them isn't necessarily good. Like, you have to, like, do something to, like, honestly, like, I think you have to do something to, like, engage the whole group, like a game or something, but, at least that's what I would do. But I think in this particular case, too, like, there's a lot of it that is being, magnified by, the state of current affairs, because I noticed one thing that they mentioned, like the kids mentioned, were like something about like their parents were talking about like the direction of heroes or something, or are heroes really blah blah blah. And you know, it's true, like this whole world's kind of become a lot more unstable because of, you know, current events on the series. And that's something that, you know, you'll see that manifested in different ways by different kids. And I do think, though, if I had to say, like, where they're going wrong with it, I'd say I think, like, we've seen them each individually try to reach the kids. I think they need to work together as a group. I'm worried that, like, they're all gonna fight now. I don't know where this is going. I know, like, in real life, obviously, that would not be okay. But, like, in anime world, I don't know. Is this gonna, like, resolve some problems for them all to, like, fight it out with their quirks? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Also, we got some insight into Endeavor, and we had some great scenes between Endeavor and All Might. And as you guys know, like, I have a lot of just, like, issues with Endeavor that we've seen in the past. But I know, like, many have told me, like, okay, well, but if you can kind of put aside, like, some of the personal stuff about him and just focus on what he's trying to do as a hero, like, his hero stats are this and that. And so, like, it's really hard for me to separate, I'll just be honest, like, some of the stuff we've seen about Endeavor from, you know, like, his profession. Especially since, like, his profession to us in our current society feels so much more, like, moralistic. Like, being a hero is kind of, like, it has positive connotations. But in this world, it's a job. So, anyway, I did really sense, like, the earnest feelings from Endeavor in this. Like, he made a comment saying that he could just try to, you know, kind of ingratiate himself, basically, and sort of, like, kiss butt his whole way, like, up to the top. But he really does earnestly want to prove himself as the greatest hero. That being said, I think All Might had a great point when he said, like, it's hard to describe what makes a symbol of peace, and your number one hero is not going to look like my number one hero. You know, like, you're never going to make Endeavor into All Might. They're just two totally different people. But how do you come in and take that mantle when people are already really unsettled and uneasy, and there's a lot more chaos in the world for the first time in, like, a little while? That's really tough, you know, and I'm glad that they're exploring that, because we had seen that little news clip that they showed in this one, like, quite a few episodes back, where they were like, well, he might be good, but, like, he's not All Might. And I'm glad that they're kind of dealing with that now and getting into that. So I feel like the little kids, the older kids, and the adults are all going to kind of learn something in this small arc, which I think is going to be really interesting. But yeah, so good stuff. Very fun. Still pretty meaningful, because I'm glad that they're following back up. I'm glad that we didn't just get, like, oh, hey, you guys are back. Like, we got our licenses now. Like, I'm glad that we're kind of seeing firsthand, like, what they're going through to change, you know, whatever it was that caused them to not be able to get their licenses in the first place. I think it's great personal development for each of our hero kids to really be able to look at that up close. Like, okay, well, how did they... Because Orca had a really good point. They all have the combat skill in spades. That wasn't the problem. The problem was, like, maybe, like, the self-discipline and the... Not even self-discipline, but just being able to use good judgment in the heat of a battle. Which, I mean, they're kids, you know? Of course they're going to have, like, bad judgment sometimes. But I'm glad that they're focusing on that, and we're going to see how they resolve it. So yeah, so fun episode. I can't believe they ended me on, like, the beginnings of a teenage elementary school gladiator battle. But it's all the more reason to look forward to next week. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. Can't wait to see. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.